At what age should girls start going for pap smear? Yes.
Long time ago, we used to have an approach to pap smear that when a girl is sexually active, from the age when she becomes sexually active, whether it's 12 or 13 or 14, about 2 years after that, you should have your first pap smear. Okay, that's how we used to do it.
Yes.
But because of that, when somebody who's like maybe 12, 13 started having sex, which is not impossible, and then 2 years later, a 12-year-old comes for pap smear at age 14, and then it's abnormal. Then we have to start doing something to treat that woman so that the problem can go back to normal. When you look at a 14-year-old and start doing all kind of manipulations on the cervix, burning, cutting, you're setting up for issue down the road, like fertility issues. So we look at all these things and we know that if you have HPV, you cannot become cancer overnight. And then we start to change things. So the first pap smear, to answer your question now, is age 21. Yeah. Yes.
Speak on, especially for us Africans that are here,
Yes.
the issue of the HPV vaccinations and when we should and why we should make sure that our kids are vaccinated.
Yeah, I mean, it's been shown that the vaccination of HPV does put a dent in cancer of the cervix. But the best time to get it is before somebody becomes sexually active. So that's why you have to encourage your young ones from age of 9, 10, 11 to go and get it. Both boys and men, of course. So once, anybody can get it, don't get me wrong. But if you already have the HPV, then it may not work, but you can still get it. So I would say early age 9, 11, before somebody becomes sexually active, would be the answer.
Question.
Yes.
It looks like sexual promiscuity is the cause of cervical cancer. I have an aunt that passed from cancer of the cervix, and she was a very pious woman and all that. I mean, how could she have got such a thing? Regarding such a thing. I mean, I don't think she was sexually promiscuous. Yeah, is there any other reason for that?
Thank you. Well, like I said earlier, cancer is a mysterious disease. Okay. Even though we talk about sexual activity or promiscuity, right? But at the same time, you can also get something even without any of those. Okay. We just know you're more likely to get it if you're like that. But that doesn't mean you cannot get it. So we don't really know why people get cancer. I must tell you. You always have to say, whatever God decrees, that's what happens. So, and you don't know our whole story either. See, that's one thing you have to be careful about too. You may know somebody, but you don't know their real story. So, but at the same time, it can happen spontaneously without even any. More likely, when somebody is more sexually promiscuous, then that person is more likely to have that.
Can I say something about
Yes,
that?
please.
Because this is something I hear a lot about in our community. Sexual promiscuity. That is not really actually the right way to look at this. If you had sex once and the person you had sex with has HPV, you will get HPV. That does not mean you're promiscuous. Married people get HPV. Okay, so I think that's one of the reason why people don't come out when they have cancer of anything in our community. Because for cervical cancer especially, people hide it, right? Mm-hmm. And then things get worse. And we can't support them until they're so sick and they die because people are going to think they were promiscuous. That's how they got the cancer. So I would like us to really wipe those things out of our vocabulary. People are not promiscuous. People are normal human beings that have sex.
I mean, that's true. You can have sex once and have HPV.
Yeah.
And that can lead eventually to cancer of the cervix if it's not checked.
Just like some people that have lung cancer and they never see.
Oh yeah, because sometimes they're exposed to second-hand smoke, or the type of job that they do, in mining and all those things. So we don't know, like I said, you line up 10 people, 3 people have cancer, who live in the same place, do the same type of job, and the other people don't have it. So we don't have what, God have all the answers, but we just try to do the best that we can do to make a dent into that. And quickly, pap smear, first pap smear age 21. Okay? From 21 to 30, every 3 years. Okay? It's not every year anymore. So people get scared coming for pap smear. So that's every 3 years. And then at age 30 and above, if you do pap smear with HPV and they were both negative, you can actually do that every 5 years. So the criteria has actually changed.
Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you.
I was just going to make two statements,
okay, good.
if that's okay.
Yes.
Oh, I was just also going to say, for the HPV vaccination, I think there's also a huge misconception where individuals think that if we have our children get vaccinated, it's going to somehow psychologically make them think, oh, now I can do whatever. We have to view it like the flu. It's a vaccination. It doesn't insinuate anything. It's about protection. And then also, there are a lot of technological advances where, like I'm working with a company where they're developing how to use menstrual pads to detect HPV viruses. Whereas if sometimes a pap smear can be a little bit uncomfortable if you've never done it before. So they're looking at, okay, how do we create an easier way to detect this virus? So technology is changing. We just need to be aware that these things are now available for us.